Are you ready to be strawmanned? Are you ready to be misinformed? Are you ready to have someone talk so fast at you that in the hopes that you won't understand what he's saying and just agree? I am!
You hear this one a lot. Science has proven evolution, therefore evolution is true.
And you know why you hear it a lot? Because science has proven evolution. Well, it's not proven as such. What it's done is, it said, here's the theory of evolution, all this information correlates with it, therefore it's the best theory we have at this current moment in time. And no one could come along and displace it, but until it does, with enough evidence to back it up, then the theory of evolution as it currently stands is what we're going to go with.
Since evolution is true and Christians don't believe it, then Christians don't believe science and they aren't rational people. Really, let's put that claim to the test.
And there we have the first straw man, people. Yep, that's right. Apparently, if you're saying that evolution is true because science has proven it, you're thus saying all Christians don't believe in evolution, which is false, because there are some Christians that do believe in evolution. Some evolutionary scientists are Christian. Not a lot, but a few are. Unless we automatically say that Christians don't believe in science, unless they're stupid. Wrong. Strawman number 1.
First off, evolution in the sense that things change is evident. No rational person disputes that. Therefore, rational Christians believe it. We can observe change, but evolution in the sense that life came from non-life and then that life began to randomly generate new genetic information and over time it eventually produced humans is something entirely different.
Yes, it is different. It's called the theory of abiogenesis, not the theory of evolution.
Something that quite honestly doesn't hold up against science. In other words, evolution in the sense of molecules to man is not scientifically plausible and therefore should not be viewed as scientific fact.
I presume you're trying to talk about chemical synthesis there when you're saying molecules to man, because everything is made of molecules. So molecules to man is absolutely correct, because without molecules you wouldn't have man. Yeah. First up, you linked evolution with abiogenesis, a common creationist thing, and then chemical synthesis, which is another common thing for creationists to do. So far, you haven't mentioned the proper way of evolution yet.
Quite honestly, it is in great opposition to science, that is, observational science, the kind of science we can test and repeat and use our 5 senses to understand.
Then can you explain all the vast amounts of evidence for evolution from all different fields of science, genetics, geology, chemistry, physics? All these things kind of correlate. They all come together into one giant bundle of evidence.
Science demonstrates that over time, living organisms lose genetic information. They don't gain it. That same science...
Bullshit. Your genetics are kept. The outlet information is kept as junk genes. And yes, I'll get on to the next bit soon.
Demonstrates that life doesn't arise from non-life. Hey, follow along if you...
No. Religion states that life came from non-life. Well, some religions. Your one in particular. All evolution states is that life began as something and changed over millions of years into what we have now.
Fact 1. There is no known observable process by which new genetic information can be added to an organism's genetic code.
Ignoring the new strain of bacteria that can eat the man-made material that is not found at all in nature, nylon. Yeah, that's not new genetic material at all, because, you know, they didn't have to make up the ability themselves to eat nylon, because, you know, it being just a man-made thing from the 50s, they obviously had the material and information there to eat it all along.
None. That pretty much refutes evolution right away, because there's no way to go from a fish to an amphibian without adding new information, right?
And also you're wrong as in, yes, genetic information can be added. Your DNA is a one big long strand, okay? And occasionally there's a SNP, SNP, which is a change in time. Okay, it can be an addition, it can be a deletion, it can be a change. It's new, and it's what carries on. Evolution, baby! It happens!
If living organisms cannot produce new genetic information, how can anything gradually change into something of higher intelligence or form?
And you're going to keep repeating this point, except I've already just refuted you. If you actually bother to read a biological article in a science journal, not a creationist journal, a scientific journal where it's reviewed by scientists in the field of evolutionary biology, you would realise this. Read the genetics article, for fuck's sake.
Form or complexity. That is, how can anything evolve from an amoeba to a man without adding new genetic information?
Like I said, repeat, repeat, repeat. Reminds me of something. A frog. Don't know why that could be.
The answer, of course, is that it can't. Plain and simple. Now, some have speculated and they have imagined all kinds of things, and they brought in artists to produce creative renderings based on guesses, and they have been successful in telling a very convincing story that humans evolved from ape-like creatures. But those are just drawings, people. They're just...
Is that how you think science works? They get people in to draw, and that's science? That just shows a lot. It really does.
stories. But what we really observe is humans are humans and apes are apes. Now, if fact 1 buried evolutionary thinking deep into the Precambrian soil, this next fact, fact 2, tosses so much sediment on it that not even the greatest team of paleontologists with the latest subterranean gizmo could dig up the remains. Check this out. Never, again, never has it been observed that life can come from non-life. So, here are 2 major scientific evidences against evolution. I reiterate for clarity, life has never been observed to come from non-life.
You don't have to reiterate. You've said it for a long time in your video now. Still waiting for your fact 2, by the way, because this is still fact 1 as far as I'm concerned.
And there is no known, observable process by which new genetic information can be added to the genetic code of an organism. So molecules to man evolution doesn't really make scientific sense. Yet we are all here, and life is all around us in various forms. Although evolution cannot account for this, the Bible can. The
whole point of the theory of evolution, biological evolution that is, because Darwin's theory is evolved as we gathered more information and added to it. It does state how life is in various forms around the world right now. But let's go on here one, the Bible. You know, that thing that is so scientifically correct where it says salt will lose its flavour. The cure for leprosy is to rub someone in, dip a dead bird, a dead dove by the way, in the blood of another dead dove, and sprinkle blood on someone. Yeah, that worked out for thousands of years, didn't it? And all the other bullshit scientific facts in the Bible. Let's go with that one, shall we?
The Bible reveals that the all-powerful, all-knowing, supernatural God created the heavens and the earth out of nothing, and all life according to its kinds, that is, each with its own set of genetic information.
So you've just defined kinds as a species then? Because quite often a creationist tactic is to say kinds instead of species and then not define kinds at all. But your definition of kinds is pretty much similar to the definition of species. So, but then again, let's carry on, shall we?
So, again, what the Bible reveals makes sense of what we see and understand. Evolution does not. Enough said.
Yeah, there really is enough said there. Enough said that you are trying to show that you are trying to bullshit, to lie to people, to present your faith as true without providing any scientific backup whatsoever in a 30 seconds segment of your 2.5 minute long video. Yeah, provide the scientific backup to say that your Bible's correct and people might believe it.